All right. Welcome to Fastbreak Breakfast NBA podcast. My name is Keith Parrish, and I'm here once again through the miracle of computer phone with my buddy Dave DeFore. Coach Dave DeFore. How are you doing? Did you make some money off Scott Foster last night? I know Scott. I know Scott calls you after every game. Yeah, so no one's exposed that. I didn't mean to. I'm exposing it now. Scott Foster calls Dave DeFore after every game, and no one knows why.
Yeah, don't check my texts either. Dude, listen. We've talked about this for years. I mean, we've podcasted together so long, and I know you're the ultimate ref defender, and I'm the ultimate ref don't carer. Because I don't even want to know these guys' names. Like the best referee, right? You don't hear from them, you don't see them, you don't notice they're there. Period. That game last night was absurd. Absurd. And I rarely will do this. That was an absurd performance by Scott Foster.
Yeah.
Absurd. Julius Randle was calling him out in the tunnel.
The post game, that bleep didn't work. Scott Foster.
Yeah.
First of all right. So I guess to set the table, Timberwolves Rockets all-time game.
Fantastic.
Timberwolves blew. They were up by like 10 with 3 minutes to go. Ends up going into overtime because there's a flagrant foul, which, first of all, I'll start there, Dave. The flagrant foul on Julius Randle, I understand it being called a flagrant foul. Scott Foster on the replay review used the term he launched himself into Alperen Şengün. In the post-game pool report, he said he did not slow down or try to avoid him. If the definition of flagrant foul is when it comes to screens, which again, this is not in the rule book. I mean, as far as that, like the rule book is all of this. I don't think the language is you have to try to slow down to avoid the defender. But if that is what the referees are taught, I'm fine with that being called a flagrant foul because Julius Randle did truck Şengün, did not try to avoid. He saw Şengün. He could have not run into him really hard.
Sure.
He did choose to run into him really hard. So anyways, it goes into overtime with this big blown lead.
Well, wait, before it goes to overtime, I thought that the foul call on Rudy before the throw in at the end of the game, right?
Oh, yeah. So that one, okay, so there's a mix-up. Also, I thought it was called a before the inbound pass thing, but it seemed like it was so close. This felt like so close should have gone to that's just a common foul because it was an inbounds pass to Şengün.
Right.
So there's that call, that controversial call. Then in overtime, you get the Naz Reid ejection, where Naz Reid did not cuss, did not have a previous technical foul after a challenged foul where it looked like it was for me as a basketball fan, that's a no call.
Right.
Like Şengün, okay, he gets in defensive position and then does not play defense. He falls down very, very easily.
Yeah.
Naz Reid did not hit him very hard, did not push him away with the ball. So I was like, oh, that's a no call. Because they'd even earlier in the game gone to a challenge call that was a loose ball where Dorian Finney-Smith and Bones Highland ran together, and they're like, that's our mistake. Shouldn't have been a foul call.
No call.
The ball was loose. Both players have a chance to get the ball. So I thought it was going to be a no call. It wasn't. They upheld the offensive foul call on Naz Reid. And then Naz Reid, according to the pool report, according to Scott Foster, questioned his integrity. And so...
Did he ask him who he's calling after the game? That's all I want to know.
It was hard to see because there's like a close-up of the camera on Naz Reid's face. So it's a close-up and you can see what he's saying. And I couldn't tell if he was said I was trying to figure out what are the gambling terms. Like who'd you make that call for? Anyways, so he questions his integrity. Then the Rockets get up by 13 and then become the first team ever to blow a 13-point lead in overtime. And Timberwolves win the game.
I was checking, I was looking, when I was watching the game, I remember double checking the score, and it was 11-point lead with 3:01. I just remember seeing those, and I'm like, okay, all right, I could probably switch this off. I had the Nuggets game on because that was, too interesting for Nuggets Mavs. Like the Nuggets just
yeah.
This is like they're playing too
Jokic
much.
racking up a bunch of fake assists. I see you, scorekeepers.
Yeah, he almost had 20, and like you could tell, I could sort of tell he got annoyed at the end of the game when guys weren't just taking the shots off his pass. But and so I was like, okay, let me check out just for, I'll pay attention to the Nuggets for a minute. Jamal Murray had 53. I look back over, I'm like, what is going on here?
Yeah.
And so I had to rewind and catch up, but just what a collapse.
Yeah, I rewatched the whole final 5 minutes of regulation into overtime this morning as we record on Thursday.
Yeah.
The actual game, I love that the 13-0 or the comeback in the overtime period was kickstarted by Mike Conley, put back in to the starting lineup. Also, still no league investigation over Mike Conley rejoining the Timberwolves. How much they knew beforehand when they traded him away that he would be coming back. Seems like circumvention. No, but then it was Kyle Anderson getting a 3-point play. Kyle Anderson with the assist. I'm sitting there watching. I feel like as a Grizzlies fan, this is supposed to be on my team.
Yeah.
There's like a world there's like in soccer. There's other sports where your team's best players stay on your team for a long time because that's something people enjoy and you get to cheer. So as a Grizzlies fan, where I'm like, I'm not cheering for anything this year, but I get to watch Mike Conley and Kyle Anderson like key these great moments for the Timberwolves. But then the Timberwolves get the win. There's a whole discussion still to be had about the Rockets themselves. But going back to Scott Foster, it's one of those things where, let's say there's like TV announcers who are used who have like questionable legal issues in their past. Like, hey, that guy bit a lady. Hey, that guy
oh my God,
known to have harassed female like his co-employees or whatever. And I'm like, is this person that good that we can't find somebody else? Like I think about that a lot in the world. Like, is this person irreplaceable?
Right.
Because there's a lot of people on the planet who have talent. And like, is that person irreplaceable that we can't find it? And so for the Scott Foster thing, with the Tim Donaghy connection, with how much every player just questions his integrity, you're telling me he's that crucial to the sport that like we can't find a different guy? I don't honestly know the answer because there are bad referees in the NBA right now.
Right.
And Scott Foster, I don't think anyone's saying he's like one of the worst. He is more talented. He's better at his job. But with the cloud around him, it's still...
Is it worth it?
Is the juice worth the squeeze here?
Again, he's too famous.
He's too famous.
Referees, I should not know your name. I mean, these guys started a podcast too, that's a whole nother, thing.
I feel like I literally offered the referee association, like, hey, you need social media help. Just to not come across as negatively as you're coming across.
Yeah.
Like when you say, when there's a viral clip of Bradley Beal taking 9 steps before a layup, you shouldn't condescendingly be like, well, you see, he tried to gather and then lost the ball, and then picked it up again, then bobbled the ball again. You should say like, well, you should somewhat, I feel like hat in hand, be like, this looks bad. Let's start there. This looks bad.
How about
play to travel? But the rule book says, and that's why it was interpreted this way during the game. There's just ways to say like, this is why the referee adjudicated the play that way. This is what the referee was thinking, and then acknowledge that it looks like Giannis traveled with the greatest travel of all time. And it wouldn't hurt you to say that is clearly a travel on some things and be like, that's clearly a travel. The reason why I wasn't called in the game is because the referee thought, I think he just gathered the ball. Maybe the defender hit the ball. I wasn't positive that he had already gathered. I feel like there's a way to do it where you put people in the shoes of the refs and you're like, that's why I was called. Right. But no, they're making music videos. They're doing clout.
See, and I was about to say, you know what? I want their whole thing to be like Tom Amansky, right? The old baseball drill video. Like,
I don't know what you're talking about. Can you just
be professional? Like, I understand that we exist in a world where no one is serious.
Yeah.
But man, wouldn't it be a breath of fresh air if we had like the referees out there and they did a walkthrough and it was very boring and underproduced, but explain some of the
they
rules
do.
and why,
Okay, so in
why
their
the NBA
defense,
calls things differently.
they put out some very dry points of emphasis videos.
Sure.
And again,
that's all I want.
No one's going to watch those.
Okay.
No fans are going to go to the effort or even.
Why are referees making content?
That's a fair question. They're just trying to combat, I guess, the negative stuff going out there. I don't know what the exact
Maybe they're making art.
Is.
Maybe it's art.
It's not content. Maybe it's art.
It's art.
I mean, Scott Foster.
They're in it for the love of the game.
He's an entertainer. It is an entertainment league. I want to know about all the refs getting. They're getting swole, Dave. Did they stop drug testing for the referees?
You think they were drug testing? No, man. It's social media. Everybody's got so much time on their hands.
Zach Zarba, their arms are inflating.
I'm telling you.
Is this just like it's peer pressure? It's their hobby while they're on the road. They're at the Marriott gym every morning, and they're like, you know what? I'm gonna get a couple reps in. Got to do arms again. Arm day again, Dave.
Groundhog Day. I mean, listen, it's an upper body business, man. The only thing they could show off is their arms.
Yeah.
You think they're doing 3 leg days a week? Who would do that?
The Rockets losing this game, brutal. I mean, big week for Kevin Durant as he passes Michael Jordan on the all-time scoring list. Has Tari Eason made a shot yet? I forgot to look up the specifics.
He hit a 3 last night.
He was in one of the worst slumps ever. They finally started. They finally started putting Reed Shepherd into the starting lineup, but like Reed is having some defensive lapses, and I don't know.
So small,
that team
man.
Also maybe hates each other. I mean, Şengün with the block to send it into overtime was awesome. Bust his face all up.
Yeah,
he's got blood pouring out of his mouth. Like, did a player give him a high five?
I watched the tape on this. Okay. And they do have bad vibes.
Went back and saw the tape. Okay.
Yeah, KD teams have bad vibes.
Yeah.
But KD was walking over to help him up. Şengün popped up.
Yep.
There was a timeout. They were all walking back to the huddle. Reed Shepherd walked over to him. I don't think it's as crazy as people think. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. But it was...
I like I don't know if it's body language. I think it might work for him. I love the camera shots. Credit to the ESPN producers. But a lot of the broadcasts with the Rockets feature these cutaways to Ime Udoka.
He's trying to scowl his team into playing better.
Disgusted. He looks like he's about to vomit. They keep showing like,
play?
oh wow, they just gave up a second chance bucket, and they go over to Ime, and he's just sitting there like, I'm gonna kill somebody. So maybe it's working for him, maybe not.
I don't think it is.
He's so angry.
Like, scowling at these guys, trying to make them play better. It's I don't know, man. That's a bold strategy. Like again. Would it kill you to call a play on offense? I just don't know. He coaches that defense up. You got to give him so much credit for that. The way that guys play for him, I think is pretty incredible. But man, they just, I don't know, just staring at them.
Do you think when Ime's acting all tough like that to like Kevin Durant, he's trying to impress to his players that like, hey, I averaged under 3 points per game in half of my NBA seasons. You think there is like, hey,
I just don't know if it's a great thing.
Have you seen my basketball
for your
reference?
coach.
Look at that 1 year, 3.7 points.
Like, do you want your coach to be your tough guy? I don't know. Like, I don't know. That's a weird dynamic to me.
It's like I once started 80 games in the NBA. You're not going to listen to me?
I mean, I don't know if that's the case. The thing is, he's a pretty good coach.
Sure.
But that offense, whatever's going on there, like he's not offering any solutions.
Can I tell you my latest pipe dream as a Grizzlies fan? This is all I have now.
To get Ime Udoka as the coach?
No. I don't. Oh, okay. Tomas Islo might be fine. Islo he's an awesome post-game, pre-game coach. He's very good at just speaking to the media and just saying what's on his mind and giving great explanations.
To your pod, Keith.
No, he also but great explanations to things. We're like, oh, that makes sense. Okay, I'm not. He explained that question. Fine, good job. No, my pipe dream is trading Ja Morant in the offseason for useful players
Mm-hmm.
And like one guy I've highlighted, it's like, well, if everything goes horribly for the Rockets, which it looks like it might, I mean, that game was huge for them. They're now a couple games behind the Timberwolves. It looks like they're probably going to finish 6th. And if they lose in the first round, my dream is, you need a playmaker. You need a attacking guard. Would you like a free Ja Morant? It'll only cost you, let's match some salary. Oh, you don't need Jabari Smith Jr. Give us Jabari Smith Jr. So like these are my pipe dreams where I'm like, that contract's not great. It's not maybe ideal. I mean, the contract's completely fine. But I'm like, give me a useful player. You give me a starter who's a power forward. Yeah. Ja Morant will solve your problems. It's not going to solve your problems.
I might be crazy. Look, Jabari Smith is so good. He is such a good
fine player.
No, he is good. Like beyond fine.
Okay.
And you're the second person I've talked to this week that has mentioned that the Rockets might trade him, which is insane to me.
Well, I'm just saying, if you have Şengün, if you have Kevin Durant, if you have Tari Eason, you have Amin Thompson, why don't you put that $25 million per year towards a point guard, a creator, a Ja Morant available for the very low cost of one starting power forward? My other
trade calls were like auctioneer style.
So my other dream, because again, there's no reunion. There's no resuscitation of the Ja Morant experience in Memphis.
Well, he's out for the season now, officially.
Is with the Heat. When the Heat end up back in the play-in, and Ja wants to go to Miami, some have reported. Give me a useful player. Let's match this salary.
Do you want?
I want Andrew Wiggins. And give me Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins, I might be too Andrew Wiggins pilled.
Nope.
So part of it is because he basically gave the Warriors a championship that went through the Grizzlies. He was so dominant in that Grizzlies-Warriors series. The whole time I'm like, have I underrated Andrew Wiggins? So since then, I feel like I watch Andrew Wiggins closely. And then he just happened to fit the perfect salary slot where when the Grizzlies had Ja Morant and Desmond Bane and Jaren Jackson Jr., I was like, we could afford an Andrew Wiggins, and he's good. So I feel like Andrew Wiggins, the way he's talked about, and this might just be anecdotally the way I hear it, people are just like, let's get rid of him and we'll get another player. I'm like, Andrew Wiggins is good. For me,
imagine if the Lakers had Andrew Wiggins.
For me, he's one of the most underrated players in the NBA, just because I don't feel like people understand that's a winning basketball player. I would you can have Ja Morant. Like Miami, Pat Riley does it again. You got a superstar for nothing. You got Ja Morant for nothing. Gonna get you out of that first round gonna get you out of the play, and it only cost you Andrew Wiggins. This is my second pipe dream.
I like it.
My wife asked me, am I allowed to stop cheering for the Grizzlies? Because, I mean, it's not fun.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know. Like, I've been cheering for it since day one.
Yeah.
But,
who did you root for before?
I was a
Bulls fan?
Generalist. No, the team I liked the most in 2000 before the Grizzlies came to Memphis was the Phoenix Suns.
Interesting.
I had a solid, most of the 90s, I was really into the Suns.
Charles Barkley bump.
It coincided with, so as a kid, I was a Pistons guy because they were the hot team. Well, also everyone was cheering for the Lakers and the Celtics and the Bulls, and so I liked the Pistons. But then after that, when the Pistons got bad, they stopped being on television. It's hard to be a fan when you can't watch. And so then I kind of the Charles Barkley bump, and then the post Barkley, man, the Suns, like there's some Rex Chapman, some Kevin Johnson carried me through the Jason Kidd, Antonio McDyess years. Like I loved it. So like, yeah, I was kind of more of a Suns fan, but also I just watched everything. Like but yeah, I don't know. Like I don't want to jump off the Grizzlies, but I do feel disillusioned with like, you're not sure. What are you trying to do? I don't understand your plan. With expansion, Dave, here's a question. Should we be like starting the Las Vegas podcast now? Like, do we need to be first? I assume honestly, the Sonics have a lot, I assume, of entrenched media there, people with Sonics history who it would be hard to stake a claim. I feel like when the land rush opens up, you could be the most, like, the first Las Vegas NBA podcast.
I mean, you have to start. I probably start it tomorrow. Someone's ready to go before you. It is funny, right? Like Seattle just makes so much sense, right? Putting a
Yeah.
team there. I still don't get the Vegas thing.
I mean, they know a
I know.
guy. I don't know.
I guess
Magic Johnson's going to give him $8 billion or something. I mean,
maybe.
Magic and his people, that is. Let's Dave, we can jump past breakfast. We've gotten really deep into this one already.
I know. Well, Scott Foster will do that.
Scott Foster will get you off track. I do need to do a breakfast in bed apology. This is my chance to make right what I could have gotten wrong in a previous episode. Not the first time we talk about basketball. We've been doing that hot and heavy since the jump. I will say, when we were discussing on last episode about some of the best scoring performances of all times, the subjective, most ethical best scoring performances of all times, I mixed up some of my Klay Thompson games. So Klay Thompson had a 60-point game. I thought that was his 14 three-pointer game against the Bulls. No.
That was the 37-point quarter game, right?
No, that's against the Kings. Come on now, Dave.
Okay.
Klay has so many of these amazing games. No, Klay scored 60 points in a game against the Pacers. He played 29 minutes in that game. He could have scored 83.
Okay, and let me ask you, who's more ethical here? So, Klay Thompson sitting out the fourth quarter or Bam Adebayo going for it?
Either way's fine.
No,
either way's fine. No,
I do wish Klay would have given us.
So I started 90. Looking up. So like because my memory of that Bulls game where he had 14 threes was that he could have scored 100 points if he wanted to. Like I was like he could make 21 3-pointers this game, like or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And then Patreon supporter and listener Damon pointed out I'd forgotten about this Kobe game. Kobe had a game where he had 62 points in 33 minutes against the Mavericks. Did not play the fourth quarter. That's that's another 80-point game that someone could have had.
Yep. Especially Kobe.
I think we talked about there was a James Harden game against the Hawks. There it is. James Harden against the Hawks in 2019 when he was on the Rockets. He had 60 points in 30 minutes. Did not play the fourth quarter. That's like they were up by like 40 or 45 after the third quarter. So there's like a lot of these where if someone had been in the mood,
right,
a la Bam Adebayo against the Heat, where I think they could have done it. Like there's been plenty where these guys could have, I think, completely kept going. I mean, even the Embiid, that was a close game. Embiid had a 59-point in 37 minutes. That's incredible. That was a close game. So those are probably more ethical.
What was Jokic? What was his 60?
I don't know. I actually sorted this by guys who played under 40 minutes. Like Damian Lillard, his 71-point game was 39 minutes. So again, if these guys are able to play more. Yeah, Embiid 37 minutes in a 70-point game. Even George Gervin back in the day in a 20-point loss, George Gervin had 63 points in 33 minutes.
See, now that's way more fake to me.
Doing it in a loss? Why?
In a 20-point loss?
But he only played 33 33 Okay. I'm assuming he got pulled.
I need to see the tape.
I need to see the tape. Doesn't exist. Anyways, Dave, let's take a break. And we got to talk about Luka. He had his own 60-point game. We'll do that right after this short break. So the Lakers stay hot. I mean, they lost a tight one against the Pistons, but
wasn't a bad loss.
Not a bad loss at all, even if Cade is out, and that's, I guess, another subject of conversation. The Lakers stay hot, Luka, with a 60-point game. They seem to have comfortably grabbed this 3 seed. What are your overall thoughts on the Lakers as far as, do you think in your mind, have they gotten separation? Not in the standings, as in actual when the playoff series start. Do they have separation for you over the Nuggets, over the Timberwolves, over the Rockets?
Yeah, I think so. Whether that translates to playoffs or not, I don't know. But I think that they've got that 3 seed locked up. Some of it has just been, it's incredible shot making. Yep. And they've figured out a way to defend and keep these games close. Like their zone defense is really good, actually. Again, it's will it hold up? It's kind of always the question with them. But defensively. But man, in a playoff series, I just have seen what Luka can do.
Yep.
I give him a puncher's chance against pretty much everybody because of that. I mean, OKC and San Antonio are head and shoulders above everybody else. But if the Lakers, like you imagine a scenario, Lakers don't turn it over a lot. OKC has a poor shooting night or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. They're interesting because Luka is just on another level.
What are your generalized power rankings right now, league wide? Like, where do the Lakers slot in there? If we're saying the Thunder, if the Thunder are first,
so yeah,
I mean Spurs are second, part. Right? Are we not putting the Spurs? Even if let's say Cade is healthy, let's say Cade's going to be healthy for the playoffs. So Spurs are second. Spurs are unreal.
Yeah,
I was so wrong in the offseason.
Yeah,
as far as like doubting the full explosion of Wemby. But like I was just a skeptic. I was like, yeah, let's not crown him yet. Let's wait till he dunks in our face a million times. Like, oh wow, this guy's the best player. He's so good. So Thunder Spurs 1-2. As far as title odds, as far as who's going to win a playoff series, what's your power rankings after those two?
Okay, so it's probably lean Nuggets third, only just because like I think that the champ is likely to come out of the West. Yeah. And then I go to the East. I mean, it's if you look at the net, like the net differential for these teams, and do you trust the Lakers to be there? They don't, they're like, what is it? 1.5 is their differential.
I don't even care about the scoring margin.
I know
stuff.
Some of that is because their early season bad losses were so bad, so there's a lot of noise in that. But I probably go Nuggets with the third, and then I'm Boston right now. Just they look so good. Tatum's been so good, and then Detroit and New York. But I don't really give the Lakers much of a chance of making the finals. Like I think that they can win. I mean, they're going to beat the Rockets. I think they're going to have a hard time in the second round. No matter,
Well, I think the question is going to be if they end up in that Spurs matchup 2-3.
They just have nobody.
The Spurs have been so good. Those
guards. Yeah.
And their defense is so good. Can Luka do enough magic in the half court if you slow it down? Will the Spurs lack of maybe a primary isolation half court guy? I mean, I know Wemby can do a primary isolation, but he's never done it in the playoffs. And I think part of that maybe that skepticism still for never done it in the playoffs is why, like, I kind of agree with you. I still, despite the fact they've been so underwhelming for so long, I probably also still have the Nuggets third just because of the proof of concept. It's like I've seen Jokic do it, and if Jamal Murray, who dropped 53 in a meaningless game against the Mavericks on Wednesday, we've just seen enough, and they have enough bodies where it's like I would probably take them over the Pistons and Celtics. The Celtics, like, I know the Tatum return has been good, and obviously I think them picking up the win over the Thunder kind of calmed some nerves where it seemed like maybe their success for the regular season was just like Jaylen Brown is the tip of the spear, but also the offense is so diffuse where it's like you don't know where the shots are coming from. You can't just take it away. And now that Tatum's back, it's like, oh, wait, are we losing some of the magic by Tatum and Brown gobbling up these shots that were open shots for just random dudes? Like, was that going to make
I do think there's a real thing there with Tatum where if he comes back and fits in, you know what I mean? And he's playing like a better version of Shireman. And
that's what we talked about.
Yeah. And I thought what happened in the game against the Thunder was some of that. He had a great all-around game, but there's still going to be some of this isolation, one-on-one stuff that he's going to want to get into. The question is, can they use it in a way that is maybe more in keeping with the way that they've played this year? I just don't know. I think that when we watch them get out of rhythm with him right now, it is because he's just over dribbling. And nobody really does that on this team.
Yeah, there was this strength in the egalitarian nature of their attack, I think. And that's the whole math problem for the other team they've set up with all the 3-pointers.
Mm-hmm.
One of these things is funny. So I made a social media post about win shares, about how Cam Spencer can say something that John Morant will never be able to say. Cam Spencer can say, I led the Grizzlies in win shares for a season, which for me is notable just because like John Morant in all the other previous years, it was either Desmond Bain or Jaren Jackson Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And like win shares are a cumulative stat. The more you play, the more your team wins.
Right.
I don't know how the stat is created. I just know they take the counting stats and they try to divvy up who's responsible for the wins. The more you play, the better. But someone's like, win share is not a serious stat. I was thinking counterpoint, yes, it is. And then they're like, well, like Peyton Pritchard has a better win shares than Jaylen Brown. And I'm like, well, you should actually think about that longer. You know, you should maybe think like, okay, Jaylen Brown has utility where you need someone to take the brunt of the offensive load at times in a jam, but also you got to work out like this player's doing nothing that's harming you ever.
Right.
Versus this player has some drawbacks. Maybe stop and think for a second. Wait, why does Peyton Pritchard have a better win shares? Like you could come to the conclusion that Jaylen Brown is still clearly better.
Sure.
But I do think it's worth a moment of reflection to say, oh,
well,
why
Peyton Pritchard
why
can't
is that
do the
stat
job.
that?
Because
Right.
Peyton Pritchard can't do the job Jaylen Brown can do.
Correct.
Every team needs a guy who's going to take the bad ones.
Yep.
Right. Who's going to create bad looks for himself and he's going to hit some. And Jaylen Brown, honestly, like he has opened my eyes this year with the way that he's hit tough shots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you know is the best way to hit tough shots, Dave?
Not take them.
No, take a lot of them.
Oh, well, sure. Yeah.
The best way to come up with a good highlight reel of a lot of made tough shots is to take a lot of them. Anyways, so we said Thunder, Spurs, Nuggets probably are 3. Then I think Pistons 4 if they're healthy. But also this is what
I like
I'm
Boston
thinking
better.
You like Boston, so I'm thinking I like the Lakers. I think more, but I don't know. I mean, Luka is playing so well right now. And the fact that you know he's going to get in the playoffs probably a decent possession every time. And then you have LeBron as the third option. Where
and
I'm
then
kind of
DeAndre
like,
Ayton.
I'm just
DeAndre
interested.
Ayton
That's all.
roaming the paint. Is that are you confident in that, Keith?
I mean, he doesn't have to do much.
I disagree. In the half court, man, the center half court offense of the playoffs, the center just becomes so much more important. It's one of the things that makes me nervous about the Nuggets because I've watched Jokic play defense this season. Yep. So unless like he's going to do something more, I know that they trust their playoff offense and he has no problem just saying we're going to outscore you on the other end. But I think that the NBA is such a different world than it was 4 or 5 years ago. I mean, it's so intense now and every single possession. I don't know.
So I actually last week got to watch Jokic in person. I sat very close, not because of media privileges, because I actually bought a ticket. It was very cheap. Bought a ticket on like the 5th row.
I saw that you could watch Victor Wembanyama the other night in Memphis for $9.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can sit lower bowl for less than 100, and yeah, I hadn't sat that close to a real NBA game in many years. I had just been doing mid-tier, like the media seats in Memphis are pretty high. And like, I go to Summer League and sit close, but those guys aren't as good as the actual players.
Yeah.
I had forgotten how fast the players are. Like you watch it on TV, it doesn't translate as much. Even watching it further back, you're like, oh yeah, they're hustling hard. When you're so close to them, I couldn't get over just how, like I'd forgotten how fast they move up and down. And even when people criticize Jokic for like not being fast, he's still so fast.
Yeah.
He runs so fast, but also their whole thing is just the outlet pass. You know, he gets the defensive rebound and you got either Cam Johnson or Christian Brown sprinting up the sideline every time. And they just throw it out every time. A lot of fun to watch.
He grabs it out of the net and they run on makes. And that's the thing about and again, it's a double-edged sword with Jokic because like I understand why he does play defense the way he does, especially in the regular season. Like those 6 fouls, like he has to save those because he has to be on the court because they crater without him on the other end. And he is probably correct in saying I can just grab the ball out of the net after you make the layup and we can get it back right on the other end. And they do it all the time. But come playoff time, I just think, teams are so much better at cutting off that transition. I don't know. I mean, I trust their ability to score. It's not that. It's just I do think at some point you've got to play defense.
My next Grizzlies pipe dream in the offseason is them extorting the Nuggets for something. I don't know what exactly, but like, oh, hey, you
interested in Cam Johnson?
Hey, your Walmart owners won't pay luxury tax to keep together a contender. Okay. We might make a restricted free agent run at Peyton Watson, or what can you give us not to?
Well, I actually think the Lakers
should we take Cam Johnson off your hands to help you out so you can sign Peyton Watson? You give us Cam Johnson? Oh, yeah, we won't. We'd be happy to do that. We could take Zeke Naji back. We'll take 2 years of Zeke Naji. Bring it. Yeah, you can keep Peyton Watson. This is my third pipe dream. This one, that's more realistic.
Yeah.
I think that's where we can actually, we can get this done.
Yeah. The Cam Johnson thing has not been great.
I believe in him.
And they have to re-sign Peyton Watson.
The Nuggets have been in 13 back-to-backs involving travel this season. That's preposterous.
It's crazy.
I don't understand. I know it's hard coming up with a schedule. Even if we don't shave games, like back-to-backs should rarely involve travel.
And they have one of the worst airports.
I know some of them were, at least one, the Grizzlies game was a weather-related change of schedule. So like their schedule got worse. So that's not awesome. Dave, welcome back Paul George and Joel Embiid.
How about it?
How does this shake things up?
Okay. Are we doing this?
We are, because a 25-game vacation for Paul George might have been the best thing ever.
He looks great.
One of his best games of the season.
He looks so good. Are we sure? Hey, did they test him after the game?
He had a 25-game break. I hope he was keeping it clean.
Paul George muscle watch is all I'm saying. No, I mean, he really looked good. What are you, 6 threes?
I mean, the Knicks.
Embiid couldn't miss to start the game.
Embiid's game incredible too. If you're the Knicks, you lock up the 3 seed, and then
that would be
do you
rough.
have to play a fresh and rested Joel Embiid and Paul George alongside? Yeah. I mean, then there's Maxey and Edgecombe, who are awesome.
Raptors have been so bad lately.
Yeah.
And if those dudes are going to play, and Maxey could be back before too long. I mean, he might be back before the end of the season. Look, it would be a fun story and it's pie in the sky, but I just need to see Joel Embiid play for a week. Can he get it? Can I see him play 3 games?
Dave, I saw enough.
I know the Wizards are coming up, so I know he'll play.
I saw enough on Wednesday where I know the only problem is they don't want to be falling down in the play-in standings.
They got to get out of the play-in.
I don't care. I think if they're 7th, that's fine. They could. I mean, so right now that 6 through 10 race is so good,
right?
Where you have the Raptors, Sixers, Heat, Hornets, and Magic all within basically a game of each other.
I don't think the Sixers want to play the Heat or the Hornets in a single game elimination.
No one wants to play the Hornets.
Yeah, definitely not. But like even the Heat, I mean, there's that whole. I think that the Sixers need to get to the 6th seed, and if they can get to the 6th seed, I will officially say.
You know what's more important than getting to the 6th seed? But what's more important is having Joel Embiid and Paul George.
Right, that's what I mean. So
they have to figure. I think that the rest of the season, they just got to figure out. They got to do that Kawhi Leonard body regimen preservation.
Wrap them in bubble wrap.
Like, you got to say every night, can we win this game without Paul and Joel, and then go for it. I think. I don't know.
I think those guys got to play. All right, hold on. I got to look at let me look at their schedule.
Well, so now we come down to like the who plays who.
Right.
And do you play the 10? Man, we have to talk about the Adam Silver press conference. But the funniest thing about it was when in one of his many answers about tanking, he's like, the problem with the tanking right now is like it's taking the attention away from all the teams that are competing, and we have some awesome basketball. We have 20 and he paused and then said 20 teams playing very hard. Like he was going to say like 24 or 20. He was saying a number that was bigger than 20. He was like, we have 20 teams playing really hard right now. yeah. Looking at the schedule is going to be like, because the Hornets are playing, I think last I saw the Hornets are playing real teams.
Yeah.
I, of course, am monitoring this because the Grizzlies get the Magic's draft pick. So it's please fall into the lottery.
And I didn't realize this, by the way. So the Sixers played Wednesday night. They don't play again till Saturday.
Rest them all, man.
And then they've got, so they're at Charlotte Saturday, at Miami Monday, at Washington Wednesday.
Dude, Charlotte, Miami, those are some games right there.
Yeah, those are real games.
Big games.
That's the play-in race.
Yeah.
Will be not settled, but we're going to have a much different picture by Tuesday.
Yep.
Man, that's fun. That's so much fun. The Hornets, to me, are exactly what I needed this year. I needed LaMelo Ball to play like this, right? Like, it's just...
I mean, LaMelo Ball specifically has had quite the arc for this season of Fast Break Breakfast, because I think was he Eastern Conference Player of the Week last week?
Yes.
Because he was on fire. He's gone from me being like, why do you take stupid shots, to like those stupid shots are like they've all gone in for the past like however many games, and you combine that with how good the rest of the team is and how nicely that whole team is congealed, where you're like, oh wow, okay, maybe LaMelo Ball is one of the best players in the NBA. This is like what a development. Now the Hornets are wild, and it's still wild that they just finally in the last week hit 500. Like I think they're 4 games over right now, but they've been fighting it for so long. They've been so many games behind for so long. Despite, I mean, how long does it stretch back now? It's like the last 3 months they have the best net rating in the NBA or something. Yeah. And so, I hope nothing derails them, because we need them in the playoffs. But also, this goes back to, if Cade Cunningham is not okay in the first round and they draw the Hornets, that's game over. Like
I believe so.
That's game over for the Pistons.
So. I think even with Cade,
it's no pushover.
The Hornets match up extremely well with the Pistons. I've got serious questions about the Pistons' offense come playoff time that we just need to see. Right, Dennis Jenkins, I think is gonna be huge for them.
Shouldn't the Pistons?
The Hornets have just been rolling, man.
The Pistons should dominate the possession game, though, right?
You would think. You would think, because the Hornets will turn it over, and they can rebound. And by the way, the Pistons can guard. I mean, they have an excellent defense.
Yeah.
But it's an offensive game. It's, can you score in the half court? The Charlotte Hornets, they just got shooting everywhere, man.
Let's take another break, and then we'll come back and talk about Adam Silver's expansion, tanking, and other items. 65 game rule press conference. All right, with Cade Cunningham's injury, the collapsed lung, and the uncertainty when he returns, hopefully by the first round of the playoffs, but his all-NBA spot is now up in the air / going to be gone, and this has reinvigorated the discussion on the 65-game rule. The cutoff has always had its flaws, notably early in the year, Jokic being hurt when he was neck and neck with Shea for an MVP favorite, and it became this... How stupid you have to be like, oh, whoever it can be. This guy played 66 games, but fewer minutes than Jokic, who played 63, and the guy averaging a triple-double is not eligible? How does that make any sense at all? But now we've gotten more and more guys, like, where it's still not clear-cut that Shea's going to get there, and that Jokic or like Kawhi maybe could get there, even though like he wasn't. So the 65-game rule has become this issue, and the Players Association put out a statement saying, this is wrong. We got to fix this. Adam Silver said, not wrong. I was kind of surprised where he said the 65-game rule is working. What did Adam Silver mean, Dave?
I have no idea. Because it's not, I mean, whatever the intention was. I mean, it seems like the data suggests that Stars actually shut down earlier this season.
Right,
Shout
which
out
would
to
say
Tom
it's not.
Haberstroh.
Which would say it's not working.
Right. And I look around the league and it's, well, because there's stars on tanking teams that just are absolutely not playing. Like none of the Jazz guys, none of the Grizzlies guys. I mean, we could do this all day.
The Wizards specifically, Trae Young and Anthony Davis
traded for guys to not play them, right?
Right.
And I think that if that's working, then man, what a terrible rule. That being said, the only people it hurts are the guys who are playing. It's not hurting the guys who aren't playing, right? It hurts the guys who are actually playing. You know why? Because no one's winning MVP playing 40 games, period. No one's making All NBA playing 40 games. It's just not going to happen. But this arbitrary cutoff of 65 completely ignores the entire narrative that you build over the course of a too long NBA season. And so you have this thing where the Pistons have been the best team in the East out of nowhere, kind of, for the entire year. And they've got the 1 seed locked up. And their best player, who's an MVP candidate in any normal season, gets injured. But they're playing fake games at this point.
Oh, yeah. That's another part of it
night.
where it's like the games are fake now.
It's crazy to then say, well, okay, well, his season basically doesn't exist in history. When you go back and you look, it's like All NBA third team will be maybe Jalen Duren from the Pistons. Wow, they had the best record in the East, and this is the important part about the awards.
Yeah,
it's not splitting hairs over stats. It's telling the story of the year that we just had.
Well, it's also interesting how the year Embiid won the MVP, like Jokic was not first team All NBA. Because you had a specific center. He didn't, which is, those are fun novelties.
That I don't mind.
But like you said, it's funny where like Jokic could average a triple double again this season. Looks like he's going to.
Yeah.
And possibly not make an All NBA team. And I don't know who the guys, I always think of like James Harden. James Harden's going to make it, which is like fine. Right. He's pretty good. But even worse players than James Harden are going to like
Derek
creep in.
White has a good shot at All NBA. Which he's a great player, but
I understand that when they put the rule in place, like lots of the All NBA guys had not played 65 games that year. Mm-hmm. And I do think historically you can say it's been self-regulated because the writer said, well, I'm not going to give the MVP to this guy.
Right.
Because this guy's more important. But all these historical comps for games played, they're useless now. Because players don't play games anymore. Like
it's also a different sport now.
The league is different now. Where you cannot compare that, the MVP used to play 78, 80 games. It's like, yeah, most of the league used to play 78, 80, 82 games. No one does anymore. It's now a novelty if you play every game.
Right.
Like it's a literal novelty for like the two guys who, like there's like 5 people who try. And so, yeah, it's a weird thing. But anyways, less of an issue there. The Players Association making a statement, they got to fix it. They'll come up with something, I think.
Yeah.
They also made a statement about Giannis. The Giannis one was weird because Giannis is hurt. And even if you weren't going to trade Giannis, he's had calf injuries over and over and over. So I sort of get it with the Bucks being like, no, why would we play you? That's ridiculous.
Right.
You're our most valuable thing. But also, I'm sympathetic to Giannis being like, I want to play. I'm a basketball player. Let me play. So I don't have a strong opinion on this one. This doesn't fall under the like everything that's wrong with the NBA. I
think it's just weird.
It's just
that
weird.
A player who, especially, I mean, like, not even to say especially Giannis, but especially Giannis, and this is probably it in Milwaukee. I think it's probably important that he plays. Just play him.
Yeah,
Forget
they can't
that game, man.
They can neither hurt nor harm their draft position, I believe, aren't they?
The only thing that can get hurt is Giannis.
Right, and which is of course a big deal. That is
it's a huge risk.
It's a huge issue.
That's sports, man. I don't know.
I'm sorry. They're tired. They're tied exactly with the Bulls. So I guess the Bulls can, Bulls and Bucks both have some wiggle room.
Yeah, but their coach is Doc Rivers,
where they can finish.
They're not winning
in the takeoff on standings. No, Adam Silver was asked about like he guesses they might look into it if Giannis is saying he wants to play and the Bucks are not letting him play, which
it's a bad look at a minimum, is it not? You know,
I mean, compared to Giannis being a part owner of Kalshi?
Other sports don't have these conversations, Keith. Yeah. Other sports do not have these conversations. They just don't.
There are some NFL situations where the quarterbacks have guaranteed money if they get hurt for the next season, and so then all of a sudden it's like Kyler Murray, you're not playing anymore, or Russell Wilson, you're not playing anymore.
But it's a collision sport, right?
It's a collision sport. The main point of the press conference from Adam Silver the other day was just about expansion, which again, they voted unanimously to explore expansion. They're still not necessarily definitely expanding.
Well, I think what they voted to do was to start taking bids and start talking to potential ownership groups. And they have said it's going to be Seattle and Vegas if we do it. They didn't say it's necessarily going to be both, but
I thought that was interesting.
I can't imagine.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be both. And I don't think they're going to do any kind of staggered rollout because it just doesn't make sense. And if, like, at this point, the money that they're talking about is insane. Like, I don't want to get into it because that's boring, but like the Celtics sold for $6 billion. The Lakers sold for a fake $10 billion, if my understanding
what makes that 10,
there's some
10B fake.
There's some interesting like accounting that creates it, makes it 10 billion.
Okay.
And don't quote me on that, but I've read a lot about it at the time of the sale. Because 10 billion is kind of crazy for the Lakers. They're expecting 7 to 10 billion for an expansion team. That just feels like a lot. I don't know. Like,
I'm still confused about the market size of
that.
Vegas.
The market stuff, I think, they don't care anymore,
and they don't care about
what it seems
and
like.
Also the fact that the complete collapse of the regional sports networks,
they're gone.
Where that's a big deal with the Grizzlies and other teams that were the Fox, the Main Street. Is it called Main Street Sports? Used to be called Diamond Sports. They're done.
Yeah, and
hey,
so I think
alert.
That's part of it.
Cancel your monthly payment. I don't know if you signed up for FanDuel Sports Network and you have like a recurring every month. They're done next month. So make sure you don't pay another one. Make sure you're good to the end of the regular season. But then they're done. So like, yeah. I wouldn't give them another buck, but no, the salary cap went down for next year.
Yeah.
Basically because FanDuel Sports doesn't have any money. They're not paying the teams.
I imagine Amazon or someone is going to purchase that. I think so. It feels like it's just easy money, but like they got to fix the blackout stuff. To me, can I just to circle back to Adam Silver?
Yeah.
All right. The 65 game rule and tanking. These aren't the biggest problems for the NBA. They're not. The officiating is the big one. The pace of the game, like the presentation of the game, the NBA is too hard of a watch for too many games.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is a problem that they should be trying to solve. Like I worry with expansion that they're going to water it down. Like you're going to add 30 roster spots. You're essentially going to add 20 G Leaguers to the NBA. Keith, how's it been watching all these 10-day guys? Is that fun?
We talked about this last episode. I disagree with you there. I think the proof of concept of there are guys on every team who are not.
There are.
The Jazz shut down Isaiah Collier and Bryce Sensabaugh because they're too good. Like, there's enough guys.
But
Kyle
we keep
Anderson
saying
playing huge roles.
Teams need 10
a top
guys
5
now,
team
right?
in the West. Yeah. I think
the guys 10 guys now.
There's European
It's
guys,
going to be watered down. Yeah, we'll see.
There's European guys who can come over and fill the spots. For me, it's all about incentivizing losing. He kept saying they're going to fix it. He kept saying the incentives are wrong. I do like that he keeps highlighting the problem. One of the problems with the tanking now, beyond if you have a philosophical belief like me that sports are supposed to be winning. That's the point of it.
Yeah.
Him saying like, you don't know who's bad because everyone's manipulating the results where it's like, I don't know. Like the Kings, they kind of stink. They seem like they naturally stunk.
They're real bad.
They tried to be good. Like other teams where it's like, I don't know why the Mavericks are so bad. The Mavericks are like the Pistons 2 years ago where I look at their roster and I'm like, I don't know why you're 23-50. I feel like you should have more wins than that. Even with no Kyrie, I don't quite get it. But then you have teams like the Grizzlies they have manipulated the results. The Jazz have manipulated the results. We don't have any idea what the Wizards would actually look like if they tried.
Right.
I mean, the Nets actually stink, but they purposely went into the year saying, let's actually stink.
Let's be bad.
The Nets have 5 first-round picks, and none of them are going to make an all-rookie team because they stink. Like, they didn't play a meaningless game all year.
So bad.
They couldn't even pad the stats for anybody.
Yeah, so let's add 2 teams to do that.
So like I say, he said they're going to fix it. He said they're going to change the incentives. I don't know. I'm nervous. I did like that he kept saying it. No, I think one thing that was very interesting was saying they're going to let the market, Adam Silver said about expansion, they're going to let the market play out to figure out if it's worth it. Basically saying, if we have a buyer in the Vegas market or the Seattle market that says, yeah, I will pay $4.5 million for an expansion team. I will pay what the Timberwolves sold. I mean, that's a bad example. They were cheap. But like I'll pay $4.5 million.
I think it's at least 5.
No, that's what I'm saying. It sounds like Adam Silver is going to say, oh, I'm sorry. We don't get out of bed for less than 7. You know, like we're not going to do the paperwork for less than 7.
Right.
We're not going to divvy up our TV revenue. We're not going to add extra shares. You know, you're not going to get your slice unless you hit 7. So it sounded like there's like going to be a minimum threshold. And this is where money all feels fake. Like, you're telling me someone in Las Vegas has to have like $8 billion? Like, how are they? That's a good investment. How are they making that money back?
This is a scenario where the Strait of Hormuz is open again, I think. You know, like
he legitimately said, a great question was what's a scenario where expansion doesn't happen? And Adam Silver is like, well, things are testy in the world right now. You know, like things are not well.
Yeah.
And there are things out of our control. And obviously that would, I mean, whatever horrors might occur just in the FIFA World Cup this year, they're like not allowing fans from like 5 countries. Like, and it's like the Athletic reported, like you have to put up a bond if you want to come in the country. And it's like our government's not giving that money back. Like, you know, like it's just the biggest scam. And
they're
so,
also
like,
not processing that paperwork.
Right. And so it's like this whole, like,
you're listening from overseas, don't come.
Yeah, please don't come. If you're listening from Tunisia, send me some merch and I will go to the games. I'll cheer for Tunisia.
I'm down for that.
Let's go.
Down for that. Yeah, that's what we ought to do.
But no, it's interesting. So the expansion talks, it was so much. It was dominated by also the, of course, the tanking issue and how that probably needs to be fixed hand in hand. And again, there's no.
It all has to go together. That's the thing. And I just don't trust them.
He said they're going to decide whether or not they're going to do it this calendar year. So I'm just going to get it locked in. All right, let's add a couple expansion teams. We have to jump the croissant questionnaire. Let's go straight to the award segment, Dave. This is the International Stackhouse of Pancakes Award given each week to the worst performance in a box score. Have a few honorable mentions. Dennis Jenkins, 3 for 16. Devin Booker, 4 for 17. RJ Barrett, 5 for 19. Our 3 nominees, they occurred chronologically over the last 9 days. Jalen Green, in a loss to the Timberwolves, was 3 for 17. 9 points, 5 assists, 1 rebound, 2 steals, 1 block, 1 turnover, 0 personal fouls. Perhaps try. Alex Sarr. Oh, the tanking is bad for Alex Sarr. Alex Sarr looked good for half the year. Now it's just getting goofy.
There's no Keyshawn George out there.
Alex Sarr in the loss to the Wizards. In the loss to the Pistons. 1 for 12, 2 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers, 5 personal fouls. And then Nets rookie Nolan Traore. 0 for 9. No points. This was in a massive blowout loss to the Trailblazers. 0 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds, 1 steal, 1 block, 2 turnovers, 2 personal fouls. So we have Jalen Green, 3 for 17, 9 points, 5 assists. Alex Sarr, 1 for 12, 2 points, 3 rebounds. Nolan Traore, 0 for 9, no points, 5 assists. What are you thinking?
It's tough. Sarr?
Yeah, it's either Sarr or Green.
0 for 9
0 for 9 isn't normally enough for me.
But 5 assists, yeah. That's why I like I'm a little bit softer on it. Yeah.
I would
9
say,
shots in 16 minutes. Hang on now.
It's impressive.
Oh, all right, Ricky Davis.
That's 16 minutes in the start. He got the Keith Bogans.
Yeah.
What do we think?
I think Sarr.
All right, Sarr. Yeah, I mean, he did block 2 shots, but 5 fouls, 1 for 12, 2 points. Congratulations, Alex Sarr, winning this week's International Stackhouse of Pancakes Award. By the way, Nolan Traore, in the last 7 games, he started all of them. 23% on 2-pointers. 24% overall. Averaging a smooth 7 points and 3 turnovers per game. Nice. Enjoy that development. These development games.
Got to get those reps.
Finally, congratulations. Russell Westbrook moved into 5th all-time in assists. I'm cheering for these Kings getting their records.
DeRozan, he's got something coming up, right?
Yeah, DeRozan is about 100 points behind Dominique Wilkins, I believe.
I think that was 17th. The next one.
Yeah, DeRozan passed Tim Duncan not too long ago. We talked about that. Yeah, he's 63 behind Dominique for 17th in the NBA scoring list, or 19th if you combine the ABA. He's got a chance of, again, catching Oscar Robertson too. These aren't meaningless games for the Kings. We got DeRozan and Westbrook chasing history. I love it. Anyways, thanks everybody for hanging out and listening. Dave, good stuff. If you want more from us, patreon.com/Fastbreak Breakfast. I released a bonus episode earlier this week, available only to the Patreon supporters. Patreon.com/Fastbreak Breakfast. Oh, by the way, congratulations to Ryan Kirkpatrick for winning the 4th Meal Fantasy League. Also, congrats to George for winning the Mike Conley Ike Austin Fantasy League. An undefeated season for George. Incredible achievement. Congratulations. Wow. Of course, the Fantasy League's only available to the Patreon supporters. And we'll have our, in just a few weeks, the Stone Cold Locks Playoff Challenge will begin. Always very exciting. Patreon.com/Fastbreak Breakfast. All right, you guys have a great Thursday. Thanks for listening. You're the best. And remember, breakfast is the most important thing.
Yeah, never apologize for being G&G. Fastbreak break, man. You understand?